Welcome to your ears, the Stinky Popcorn Boys.
We watch movies and eat popcorn. And you're stinky.
Hello. We are the Stinky Popcorn Boys, just some boys talking about movies and how they made us feel. I am Patrick Baskell, devout acolyte at the Church of Cage, and I'm here today to talk about the good word.
Nice. I'm a follower as well.
Yes.
I'm John Gilardi, and ask me which boost is my favorite.
What's your favorite boost?
The next one.
Oh, baby!
It's a Tom Brady quote.
Oh,
I just twisted to a Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah, it is.
I just love the word boost. Like
boost.
The boost is
doing a boost.
Drink every time you hear boost in this movie.
Yeah, you hear boost a lot in this movie. So today we're going to be talking about the movie that was on TV so much that I thought it was a TV movie when I was coming up. And I would say that it's sort of the bridge between mid-90s, early 90s action movies and like the Fast and the Furious style of like action comedy movie that has sort of like came to define the aughts action movie.
No, I think that puts it pretty good.
It's
it pretty good. Is that? Do people say that?
It puts it pretty good. I would say in anniversary or in celebration of our 60th episode, we are gone in 60 seconds.
Hey.
And that's the end of the podcast. Bye. 60 seconds maybe. I don't know. But synopsize this sweet little movie for us,
All right.
if you don't mind.
Let's see how many times I say boosting in this synopsis.
Boost.
So this is set in L.A., but with some car boosters.
Boost.
Car boosting is
Boosting.
when you steal cars.
Man, look at those bad photoshops.
Giovanni Ribisi's character.
Hell yeah.
I don't know his name. Redneck Tom.
Rip.
Oh, not
Kip.
Redneck Tom.
Kip.
Kip Raines. He's a up and coming young booster.
Boost.
A boost goes wrong,
Boost.
and then the big bad booster man, big booster boss man says, "You fucked up. You owe me 50 or I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get your legendary brother, Nick Cage." And so the legendary brother comes on the scene, and he's like, "Hey, dude, I'm gonna kill your bro because he fucked up my boost.
Fucked up my boost.
And if you don't steal 50 cars in the next 72 hours or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill your bro." So that's the stakes. They have to steal 50 cars in 4 days, or Giovanni Ribisi gets killed. And I love the stakes in this movie because it's like, this guy is gonna die if all of us don't work together. It's such a weird and that isn't played into it well enough. Like I feel like the character, or at least in the writing, doesn't acknowledge this is all on his behalf.
Yeah.
Like there's no guilt to it. There's no weight. He's just like dumb kid kind of vibe.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely feel like you definitely kind of get the sense that there will be, for some reason, you get the sense that there will be another, like, if they fail, there will be another way to get out of it or something like that. Like, there's like I'll go on the run. Like, that'll be like, there's like, we should do this so that we can do it simply.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird where the stakes are like both really high, but also really low, or like they feel mediocre, which is like, I think, unique for this sort of like.
It works as outlandish as it is. It kind of grounds it.
Yeah,
which is stupid to say about this movie.
Yeah,
but it works. But it doesn't. But the character doesn't. I think the missing element is Ribisi's guilt. Or his anxiety. Because you could be young and stupid and expect yourself to just succeed because everything always works out in the end.
Yeah.
But they don't even play it off like that. It's just like, it's not addressed or even feeling acknowledged from his character at all.
Yeah.
It just feels so absent to me. And I think that's my big disconnect with the movie overall. And there's a lot that stops me from loving it or liking it even. But that's a big part for me.
I think in like going into like how we feel about it is, again, acolyte of the Church of Cage. I think it's great. I think it's fun. But I think this is definitely like a tier below. Maybe even like this is like a C Cage movie.
I went on a Cage kick,
for
the Nick Cage rap thing, and I was fucking banger after banger after movies from the like 80s, 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
And I was
This
like,
one
and then I
definitely-
was like, yeah, this one's gonna be. I'm ready for this one. This one's a gem. And this was like one of my least favorite Cage
Yeah.
movies I'd watched.
This one definitely like feels like it has all the elements that it could be really good, but then they didn't.
Even the cheesy shit.
They didn't like follow through with all the stuff. Like they had Scott Conn. Is it still rolling?
Yeah. Sorry. Drop the recorder.
Drop the recorder.
Stinky Popcorn Boys first, episode 60.
Oh my god.
The recorder fell.
Recorder fell. But it feels like Scott Conn's in there, Giovanni Ribisi, Angelina Jolie, who's in the movie a lot less than I thought she would be.
She's like such a like horny junkie caricature of
Yeah.
a female. She starts off like seems like a normal person, like kind of just a jaded person. Like, oh hey, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Good to see you at the same time. Just like a normal person.
Yeah.
And then for the rest of the movie, she kind of has like a crazy eye. She's really fucking horny. It's weird. Like the character just transforms. It's an interesting character. It's a caricature that you haven't really seen, but it's just like, why did she become that? And I think it was just maybe bad directing or writing or consistency and understanding it. But
I don't know.
There's 100% a big stark shift of her just becoming.
It could be editing too. I mean,
Yeah.
there's-
True. Yeah.
where it's like because that's what I'm saying is like there's like feels like a lot of the characters are sort of underutilized, and I think it might point to writing more than anything else, but it's like like Scott Conn feels underused.
Yeah. So is that the other old? Is that like his contemporary from back in the days?
No, Scott Conn. Well, yeah, he feels underused, but Scott Conn is the guy. That guy who's like
The jacked guy.
who's the jack guy who's well built like a boxer.
Yeah.
But he was in like he played that character so much.
Mm.
I was wondering. I was actually thinking. I was like, man, was he this character like just in real life where he was just kind of like meathead, bumbly guy? But I don't know. It just feels like everybody is under. It feels like Nicolas Cage. They like had like training wheels on him, where like he wasn't.
He could have been weirder.
The decisions that he made, not even.
Because he likes to be weird with his roles.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It just.
I think the most Cage scene was the almost sex scene where he just kept going on about cars.
Yeah.
That felt very Cage.
Yeah.
There's one other moment. Oh, they're
at the end.
They're listening to the song. And they're like kind of like before it's like their hype song before they go out.
Yeah.
That felt very cagey.
Uh-huh. I think too at the end where he's like I got it. You're going to fight me over 12 minutes?
Oh, that yeah.
You're 12 minutes, man?
I love it so much.
You know?
As far as things in this movie, he was great. He could have had more of him.
Like we could have had more of him. He felt again like the training wheels were like.
Oh yeah. It's like
it
took me that long to get what you're saying there.
I
even like Timothy Olyphant's character.
I did too.
Because I love when characters, especially in a Cage movie, feel like they're being directed by an alien.
Yeah.
Like they're just like weird, and even the head detective guy, he even felt not like a real person, but also genuine at the same. I love that.
In so many ways, this feels like a parody of Gone in 60 Seconds because it's like, but it also doesn't feel like they go, like they're also like actually we'll just make it a cool we'll make it a cool like, car heist movie.
Yeah.
But like the stakes is like you have 72 hours to steal 50 cars. Also, I love wood, but I own a scrapyard. And it's like,
he's like, I know you. When at the final, he's gonna fight him. He's like, oh, I know how you are about your wood. And he's like, oh my god, no, please put it down.
Please don't break my wood thing. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna break it. And he's like, no, please. And then he breaks his wood thing.
He's so mad.
And he's so mad. And then like, I don't know, man, because you could, and then when they do the final fight scene at the fucking like that. All right, I'm all over the place.
Well,
here.
they end with him saving the detective's life or the inspector's life. Whatever rank he is, and it's so anime. He's like, I fucking hate you, man, but my ethical and moral code is fighting me. It was so anime, but I love that. Like
I have to let you go.
That is awesome too. And then Nick Cage gives them back. He's like, "Hey man, all those cars are in the warehouse right there.
Yeah.
I don't care." Like it was just like this. It was so anime and so
They were
cheesy.
so.
I love it.
I don't know, and that's why I feel like this movie could have used a dash more verve. I don't know, because you have so many like over the top characters, like even Angelina Jolie's character.
Yeah.
I would love to see a Gone in 60 Seconds anime.
Yeah.
That would be fucking wild. You know, with the same characters, but then you turn them up and like have them like play their emotions direct like that.
Yeah, because I think the movie was trying to be too cool.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of times I feel like.
And like the Eleanor thing, like and the naming the cars, like I get it, the technical reason with the call outs or whatever,
yeah.
but it just felt too cool or
Yeah.
trying to be cool, and it's like this isn't even that cool of a thing. And then the Eleanor thing on a whole other level just seemed forced.
A couple of the
and
cars that
contrived.
they boosted too.
Yeah,
I was like, why are you boosting this car?
the Cadillac.
Like the ones that are just like, all right, this is just an SUV.
I mean, caddy's a caddy, I guess, but
I guess, but it's also like this is like a.
there's a lot of cars I got there, and there's a lot I didn't.
I don't know. I think on a whole.
I mean, I think what could have benefited in this movie was a Lord of War level explanation of the industry,
Yeah.
the black market, whatever this is, organized crime. But instead, you're just thrown into the thing and the boost. Car names are the cars are named after girls.
Yeah, I
like wood, like
yeah, and I think too, it's like the stakes for the bad guy were like, oh, I got to get these 50 cars because I don't like cars. They're not for me. I got to sell them to people.
yeah.
And then like
It
when he
was-
shows up 12 minutes late, like for me, I thought about it's like, well, what if he's just actually done? Like, what if he's like, dude, 12 minutes. You want to, and then it's like, take $80,000 off of this price.
That was so reasonable of him.
And he's like, take $80,000 off this price. And also, I think at one point he was like, I'll just here's the money he advanced you,
Yeah,
you know. And it's like, actually, no. Like if they were just like, I don't know if they were.
that
he's
dude
like,
sucked.
That dude sucked, but he also kind of sucked as a villain. I guess like maybe his motivation was like, I hate cars because I like wood,
He,
and I want people who like cars to die. But I
guess.
think if that was like, I think that could have been played up more too. If that would like, imagine if that was a reason where he was like, I hate cars.
Yeah, but that would be
I'm
the good
in a
anime
business.
side
I'm in
of
a
it.
business that I hate.
Yeah,
But it makes them like this is where the position that I find myself.
this
in.
allows me to do my passion.
He's watching baseball. Any opportunity that I have to kill a car person, it's a good opportunity for me, or something. Oh, he says it's boring. Yeah, it is boring. But I don't. Come on, like give me more. Like he really. It feels so weak. This character.
The villain,
Yeah.
he sucks. He. I mean, like, so in the first few minutes, he's like, "I love wood," and then he's also
comes
like,
from the earth.
I'm trying to learn your American ways, but man, baseball is boring." It's like like you're just immediately going for a Brit in America, not understanding America stuff.
Yeah.
You have a man who's in a metallic, industrial metal steel industry.
Yeah.
Hates that. So it's like you just have
What-
this dude who's a contradiction, and also just an impatient, unreasonable dick.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a villain. I wouldn't expect any less on that regard. But it's just like, why are you trying to make this guy interesting
Yeah.
in contradiction form?
Well, but also it's like, in the scheme of things, if he's there with the Shelby GT
67 Ford Mustang Shelby GT 500.
it's which again
That's a sexy
is it
car.
objectively a sexy car?
I think if
you
I
know?
could have that, we should talk about cars later.
We could talk about cars. Listen, I know but here he settles the debt. He's like, here's the money you advanced him. I feel like that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Figure something else out. But also, it's like if that's a breach of contract, listen, this is short order. You now owe me the full $200,000 because it's like, something like that. It's like, all right, well, okay, well, we'll figure out a way to get you these 50 cars. And then he gets him the 50 cars, and he offers to give him money to get the one fixed.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, all right, you were late, and I'm not going to pay you. And it's like, okay, I'm not going to kill your brother, though.
Yeah.
But I have everything I need.
Yeah.
And in the scheme of things,
Very unreasonable.
12 minutes? It's like, all right, let's get it loaded. Maybe you waste an hour.
But then why is it 12 minutes? Like, I almost see him, I almost buy him being a hard ass in 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Late. Like if you're going to be a hard ass, just be a full on hard ass because he's 60 seconds late.
Yeah, because you want him to fail.
Yeah, but 12 is like...
It's just such an arbitrary number, and it's like,
and
dude,
what do you gain? What do you gain by being a hard ass there? What do you gain by killing him if he was 12 minutes late and did this monumental feat and you killed his brother?
You're a murderer, I guess.
Yeah, like...
And if you were going to be a murderer, why not just kill him?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess now you got the 50 cars.
Because he had the leverage, but...
And also, I would say, like, listen, you got the 50 cars, just don't pay him.
Yeah.
Like, that was something I was like, he was like, no, you're gonna make a little money, you're gonna steal these cars, and that's it. And it's like, well, listen, if you really want, don't pay him. Make him do this for free for his life. He's working for his life.
Yeah,
I don't understand
maybe in
him
the form
still
of
paying
slavery or indentured servitude or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Or maybe maybe his brother is, to make the movie better, his brother is like enslaved or indentured servitude, and he's trying to get him free.
Yeah,
and
I think that would be better. Or if there was some sort of reason for him to hate the brother more, like if he stole from him. So let's say we have Kip, the brother,
young brother.
He's like, he has taken over for his brother, and he accidentally stole from this bigger guy, you know, and then he got caught, and instead of, and like he has like sort of like a blood debt, you know, where maybe, you know, in stealing it, he accidentally killed one of his manservants or something like that. So he's like, he's got that on his conscience. And now this other dude has both a murder charge that he could pin on him at any moment, or has that like the sort of guilt, and also is like, listen, you owe me because you stole from me.
Yeah. And
it's not necessarily like, I don't necessarily, you know, I'm not gonna necessarily punish you. You can keep doing what you're doing, but you're gonna do it for me, and you're gonna do it for free. I'll take care of you. I don't know. That's automatically more interesting if he's like in this sort of like blood debt. Like,
well, I think it also touches into the fact that like Giovanni Ribisi feels no ramifications of what's looming over him, and that gives us, if we do that, that gives us a little bit more. Also, why is this guy not punishing the whole boosting crew and just? I mean, I get Ribisi made the call to throw the rock and boost the Porsche outside of the plan, and then that costs the police coming in and getting the warehouse.
That's a good fucking point.
But why is it on him? Like, why? Because this guy's clearly fucking unreasonable.
Well, we also don't.
But the fact that he's only blaming him seems pretty reasonable. So who? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
contradictions. The guy is a contradiction. Also, the scene where we were talking about earlier, where Nick Cage gives him the $10,000.
Yeah.
Like, here's the front money.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Here's the advance you give.
Yeah, and he throws him all the money. Do you think Nick Cage is like, come on, man? And he like picks it all up.
This is $10,000.
Or he just like, his pride is too big and he just walks out.
He's like, I'll be like, well, I'm gonna get that $10,000 back.
Yeah.
Give me well, I mean, great speech, you got me, I guess, but
just give me a second, man.
Give me a sec. That's
what I wanted. Like, that'd be a fun skit series, is to have that clip play out and then kind of recreate it.
Yeah.
Kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's still the same character. Like, just the scene continued. Like,
yeah.
Just like awkward British humor cut, I guess.
Come on, man. Are you serious? I
gotta pick this up now.
That's $10,000. That's $1,100 bills that I brought you.
$1,100 bills. Dang. I always love it. Doesn't, to me, it never gets old. Is how little
$10,000 looks.
Or yeah, like that kind of joke with movies.
Yeah. Or it's like, yeah, here's $500,000, and then it is just like a suitcase. Or it's like, well, here's a check.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, well,
I'll take it, I guess.
All right.
What was your favorite car in the movie?
I mean, probably Probably the Shelby. Just because I don't necessarily like. I don't like I could say the sex guy's house, like that sort of like the Lamborghini.
I love that classic Lambo, like the 90s, 80s, 90s.
I like it,
Lambos, they're
but
sexy.
I would much prefer like that sort of like pseudo muscle car.
The Mustang.
That Mustang.
Oh yeah, for me, a late '60s Mustang has always been pinnacle. For me, there's a few car designs that are pinnacle, and they all come from roughly the same. Well, the Ford Mustang,
Yeah.
the Jeep Wrangler, the whole '90s, early 2000s
Yeah.
Jeep Wranglers, those boxy, beautiful fucking pieces of art.
Yeah.
Land Rover Discoveries before the LR3 upgrade, and LR3s are still good, and then the 4Runner. All beautiful, perfect cars to me.
Yeah.
And the Porsche 911, which in this movie they're there, and oh my god,
Is
amazing
that
vehicles.
that first car?
I don't think that was a 911, but very similar.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I was watching this movie.
I was surprised at how little car porn there was in it.
Yeah, and like the whole yeah, there was surprisingly little, and the montage and then stealing all the cars was very like. Was short of that, like the glory stuff.
Yeah.
But watching this movie, I was like, I like cars. I think
Like
I've always liked cars, but this was so like the cars from this era just look so sexy to me. The design is just so good, and at least they're still good looking cars today. Like one of my favorite designs is the current 4Runner, but I don't know.
I like the Tesla. I'm a sucker. I like the sleekness of it.
Yeah, Tesla is like Aston Martin mixed with Mercedes was the design direction.
Yeah.
And those are both good looking cars.
I think but like that's in terms of my taste in car, it's either like a very like boxy muscle car type thing.
Yeah, I love boxiness.
Yeah.
It just
I mean, it sounds weird, but I had an Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra was my first car. And I fucking loved it. Like, again, not because it was a great... listen, I just fucking love that car.
Yeah.
You know? It was like...
You know, car I could picture you driving? Are
What?
those like normal sedan cars with the pickup truck in the back?
I would absolutely drive that. Like, one of the car... I've been looking at, like, Ford Rangers. Because I used to have
Oh, those are great.
I used to have, like, just like a little pickup truck.
Yeah.
But trying to get it with a manual. Just because I used to have a manual and then I blew it out and then I was like, you know what? I would like to have another go at a manual before they completely disappear.
Yeah.
You know?
I had that conflict where I was like, do I want to just get an ICE car? Just have one last go with one?
What's an ICE
Internal
car?
combustion engine.
Internal combustion engine.
Because
That was for the audience, not for me.
yeah,
I knew that.
Of course. I was like, because I have the Tesla and I have the 4Runner. One too many cars for one person, I know, but I like cars, I guess.
How dare you?
But the 4Runner it's utility, it's a tool, I love it. And then the Tesla's a fun piece of tech, I guess I see it as.
Yeah.
But I'm like tempted to trade it in for like a BMW or a Porsche or something and just enjoy a real engine.
Yeah.
One last go.
Yeah. I mean,
because like it's really moving in that direction. The electric stuff, and I think there always will be ICE cars, but
I mean,
I don't know.
I hope not.
'cause
I mean,
there are
just for the environment. I hope not.
VW and there's brands like straight up already committed to abandoning it.
Yeah, by 2030, a lot of them are.
Like
trying
I think
to get to that,
VW,
which I think is already technically too late because
Toyota.
unless they can reflect they can use. They're talking about this is a crazy thing. I don't know if you've heard this, where they're talking about injecting a chemical into the clouds to reflect more sunlight back. So which was like
sounds like the beginning of a
It
post-apocalyptic movie.
yeah, but so does the fucking COVID, and so does like they cloned a sheep and they have got test tube babies. So it's like every beginning of every like scientific discovery also sounds like the beginning of a post-apocalyptic thing. But now we're doing the other fucking crazy thing is like how many they think that we'll reach critical mass of satellites in the atmosphere.
People are saying we're going to run out of oil by the early 2000s. That was a huge thing I was hearing.
Yeah.
And now they say it's 2040 we'll run out.
Yeah. Well, and that's just there's the fucking lizard people that run the world are just,
Yeah.
puppet stringing us.
The Knights Templar.
The Illuminati.
Yeah.
Uh,
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Jay-Z and Beyonce and George Soros. That's the one people will get freaked out about. I don't know.
That sounds like a villain's name.
It does sound like George Soros.
I don't know who he is. But
I don't know who he is either, but he's a billionaire and he funds a lot of left stuff.
Okay.
And that's the one they're like, he's the center of the big pedophile ring and that Hillary Clinton.
Was that a QAnon?
QAnon, yeah.
God.
So what is so I
there's
thought
some things I didn't like, if that's what you want to get into.
I'm ready to get into things that I don't like. I feel like we've also already talked about things that we don't like.
But there's things we still got to talk about.
Yeah.
There's a pretty egregious Asian woman driving joke bit that they kept going. I am surprised they didn't bring it back for a third
beat,
because they had 2 beats of it.
Yeah.
You know, the old tried and true comedy comes in threes. I was like, okay, they went in for this 2 times. They almost have to a third time. They don't have to. It's all terrible. But like, it's just like you guys already went there a second time.
Yeah.
Just finish out the trio. But it's so bad.
Yeah.
It's just real. It's such a bad joke. It does not age well.
No.
And then there's the other scene with the 2 black characters, the young and old, and it just felt so like we need a scene with these 2 together.
Yeah.
'Cause that'd be funny or something. And
Or
it felt like a weird commercial. It was so weird with the fingerprinting gel. It was just so bizarre, and it just like it was just a huge misunderstanding of what to do and felt forced, which was just as bad.
It just like I think that's the thing on a whole is like all the stuff was like it felt stitched together. Like you have this like Asian lady driving joke, and then you're like, all right, we got these.
Well, the guy during when she's driving, and it's not even like just represent like you see her and you get it's like, oh, they're making that joke. He's literally like the driving instructor is black, and he's like, you should not be driving. There's just certain things you should not be doing. You, the Asian woman should not be doing. I don't swim. You don't see me swimming, the black man. Like, it's just like, geez, okay.
He does. Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. I did was like, man, they're really like with him not swimming. I was like, okay, interesting, you know, but I didn't. That's a great equivalency where he's like, there's certain things you don't do, and then with her being an Asian woman who's driving poorly, I didn't pick up on that, and I'm ashamed.
It's just bad, really bad.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's the car I think you should have that she hit.
Yeah, I would absolutely drive that, like an El Camino.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would drive the shit out of an El Camino.
I think they call them buttes or something in Australia.
Okay.
The butte or something.
Yeah, I'd have a butte, dude. Yeah, this movie.
So that was just 2 egregious things. There's tons of things I didn't like, but those are 2 things. Even in their time, 100%. Well, one's punching down. The other one is just very awkward, very poorly executed.
Yeah,
very misguided. With the two black characters trying to bond or whatever that was.
Trying to bond, and then they get stuck up right at the end of that.
Stuck up.
They get stuck. They put the gun in his face.
Oh, that's separate. That's when he tries to boost with. I think he's with someone else.
Boost. I do love just this actor, Vinnie Jones.
Yeah.
Because he's the biggest badass guy. He definitely feels like, I mean, you recognize him from a lot of Guy Ritchie movies. And a lot of times he'll play.
Sphinx is his character, I think.
Sphinx is his character. You're going to do it again? But I feel like he is like the antithesis of like we talked about in the Scorpion King, where like The Rock is like not allowed to lose a fight.
Yeah.
Where it's like they try and make him lose a fight, but it doesn't necessarily like it work. They're like, I don't necessarily believe this.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Especially because a lot of times he finds himself like fighting goons who are just like doing something, and I mean, he ends up being sort of the the accidental winner of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
If you watch like some of the Guy Ritchie stuff where it's just like he's on the outside and he's a hired gun and then he accidentally wins. I don't know. I don't want to give away the ending of other movies that like on this podcast, but it's like I just fucking love watching him. And I think it's really funny that
he felt very Fast and Furious character to me.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he would have belonged in one of those movies, like maybe opposite or along with Jason Statham's character.
Yeah.
You haven't seen the Fast movies.
I haven't seen any of the Fast movies.
Jeez.
I'm saving them.
The new one's coming out.
I think they're aren't they finishing it with 10?
Yeah, so maybe we wait a year and a half
and the finish it.
And we make a whole big event of it.
Hell fucking yeah, dude.
I mean, I'm down to keep doing this.
Yeah.
This podcast, why not?
Hell yeah, man.
I
think
till Fast 10.
To Fast 10. To Fast 10.
Yeah, that's hashtag.
To Fast 10. Yeah, I just thought it was funny. I had this thought. I was like, he plays, like, he just can't lose a fight. They're just like, I just don't buy it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not in his contract. He's like, I'll do whatever you want me to do. And they're like,
they can't visualize it.
All right, so take this punch, and he takes the punch, and it's like, did they actually hit you? He's like, yeah, it's fine though. Can go again.
He's so British.
Yeah, he's very well because he used to be a soccer player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was a professional soccer player.
He looks so British.
Yeah,
He looks like it all checks out.
he looks like a hooligan, but I'm pretty sure he was a professional soccer player for 10
Green
years
Shoe
or
Hooligans.
something.
Have you seen that?
I have not seen that.
That could be a fun one to do.
Yeah,
Elijah Wood, Charlie Hunnam.
Is Russell Crowe in that one? No.
There is some older figure. I can't remember who.
There's a Russell Crowe movie where he's younger, where he plays
probably not Russell Crowe.
hooligans. He plays a hooligan. I'm pretty sure.
Elijah Wood.
I think my biggest beef with this movie is that, sometimes in movies, characters make decisions to push along the narrative flow that they want and to get to a narrative beat that you want characters to have or want the movie to have.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot in action movies. But I think it's most egregious in this movie where it's like the premise is both like their like main premise, their like A story is written so thinly where it's just like they just have to steal these 50 cars.
Yeah.
There's no other obstacles really. So
they're all really good at it. And there's Eleanor, which is evaded him for some reason, and you don't really even know how it evades him.
Well, they kind of go through a little sequence where it's like he keeps getting caught with stuff, and it's an issue, like where it's just kind of like
just never works out.
It just never works out. But like there's just so many things that just happen for no reason, like the dog eating the keys.
Dude, yeah, that was so dumb. It's like they almost did it for that. That gag of the gang members being like, "Oh man, that's so gross. I'm out."
The guy stealing the car the day before the heist.
Oh, that's
not
dumb.
even on the list.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, I guess you want to prove yourself or something, but fuck, that's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, again, the fingerprint thing with the two guys.
The fingerprint thing. I mean, the guy stowing away, be like, yeah, I just want to come along and hang out, and it's like,
oh, the computer geek.
Why?
That was such a lame C, B, or Z story.
I mean, and then it's like, of course he gets shot.
Yeah,
because it's like, oh no, my guilt for you who shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, it was so dumb. And then they're like,
and he's the reason they get caught too, because he's standing there gawking at the party or whatever, and it's like
a fucking creeper.
Yeah, and then the whole like the Master P thing, where it's like, oh, you're in my territory stealing my cars. How in what world is this where like stealing cars is? No, you have so much other stuff that you're worried about. Maybe you come and check in, and maybe you like beat him up, but it's like
keep the check in with that guy, Johnny B or whatever his name was, or Scotty P. I don't know.
Johnny B.
Yeah, just so dumb. It was so dumb. It was like they're trying to add danger and stakes to this underground,
But
this
then
underworld.
it didn't. But then it didn't have like we didn't explore it further, and it didn't come back
No, they
in
got
a
caught.
meaningful way.
They got caught the second go around.
Yeah.
Or maybe the Timothy Oliphant and the inspector dude.
There's so many.
They talked to the Johnny B.
Yeah.
Who uses his inside information to get him to fuck him over. But
Wow, that would have been good
instead they
if
used
that's
the
somehow
Mercedes guy.
connected up together.
Yeah.
But the stories don't connect up. They're just different. You know, it's just like this is something that is also happening. They have one scene with the mom.
I mean, the brothers don't even
reason.
bond through it. Like, there's not even like a moment where they like, because like if they're in danger, they're getting gunned down and chased.
The only thing that like is like, Giovanni Ribisi's character is like he abandoned all of us, and then the older character is like, no, he didn't. He saved you all.
See,
And
that's
it's
what's
like,
so anime about it.
wait, what the fuck? And also that, like that works, but again, it just is like.
Doesn't feel good enough.
It's again, it's like we're instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we get to it. It's 1, 5. You know,
Yeah.
we're just taking a straight line through stuff, and it's like even. I don't know. Even these cops. I think the cops are the best thing. I have a question. So, Nicolas Cage's character is Memphis Reigns.
Yeah.
Why does the lead detective call him Ranald?
I think that's his real name. I'm guessing Memphis is like his street name, or his whatever the name he's known, the legend around him that he's earned, whatever.
Yeah, but what the fuck? Like, why? It's only like in one scene, really.
Yeah, it's like Randall Memphis Reigns or something.
And it's just, I was just like so confused. I was like, Ranald? Why is he calling him Ranald?
It's like I think it was like trying to establish some familiarity and like adversarial respect.
Yeah.
Or history.
Yeah, and
Which I guess it did it for me, but it was weird.
I get it.
It's like,
I mean,
don't call me that. It's my
I
name
get-
or something. I don't know.
I get it, but it's also like they never established that it was something that he shouldn't be called. I guess,
It could be in a different cut.
I don't know. And maybe that's that's with the editing thing where it's like,
Just a bad editor.
meh, I don't know. Or they just had too much material.
Yeah.
I don't know. This movie, like, there's so many, and there's like the person who exists only to be a lead, the person with the Mercedes keys.
Yeah.
There's so many characters and there's so many things like that just exist to make the story.
Yep.
The fucking dog shit thing. Michael Pena showing up to like add
Yeah.
tension to that moment.
The moment it already is the stupid tension moment, but it's like undercut. The tension is undercut or cut just because it's a comedic moment. So you're like, I don't feel that worried about it because they're just gonna fish it out of the shit. It's gonna be a gag, whatever. I'll move on. Yeah, like.
Yeah, they're never.
Just the classic, like, where's the ring? I don't
can't-
know. And then, oh no. And then everyone looks at the dog. And then I was like, huh?
I
It's just
can't
like,
believe that they
how many
actually
times
did
have we
that.
seen that?
I can't, but like I was like, the dog ate the fucking keys, like for real.
It's just like, it just felt like I don't know. You're playing a video game and a stupid side quest comes up and you're like, fuck, okay, I guess I gotta, like, it just felt like it was literally an annoying stupid fucking side quest that didn't matter.
Yeah, or you're like, gotta
that
get
was a
X-Lax to feed the dog.
Yeah.
And
like, how big are the territories that they're walking the dog
that's what
away from, like, just outside of their warehouse?
If that was also Master P's territory, Johnny B's territory.
Yeah, like, what is going on?
That was something too. Is like I was like, hold on. They're stealing 50 cars from what like radius are they working in? What
All of
radius?
LA is what I assumed.
But
That's huge.
it's huge and it takes a long time to get from place to place.
Yeah.
In LA,
Yeah.
even if you're doing it at night overnight.
There's definitely a lack of urgency. Like, it's I take it
Even when
they're-
there's 6 hours left, did they sleep? We're like,
I don't think so, because that's like when Nick Cage is doing his Cage thing. He's like, I haven't slept, you motherfucker. Like,
yeah,
I've been stealing cars for you all night. 12 minutes?
yeah.
God, that guy's so unreasonable.
I can't believe if he just like If he just wanted to kill him, just kill him, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, still take the car.
Like, there's no motivation for him to be a dickhead. Besides, the only one that I'm seeing is that he's just an absolute dick.
Yeah, I think that's... So if we're fixing this movie, I think that there needs to be bigger stakes.
Better villain, bigger stakes. The brother relationship needs to be way fucking better.
Yeah.
There needs to be...
Smaller crew.
Yeah.
Like, I the only reason you have a crew this big is if you're going to kill some of them.
Yeah.
Honestly. And I'm not it's like, just because we can't focus on this many characters, I don't care about this many characters.
And
because
they're not...
you
most
don't
of them
have
aren't-
10 episodes to tell me about them.
And they're not great actors.
You know?
I mean, they're great I'm not talking about their talent. Sorry. They're just like...
They're not put in positions to win.
They're not stars, so they're just... It's just like an over-inflated bunch of... actors you don't know. Maybe they were big at the time. I don't know.
Well,
but...
and that's all right. Here's something too: is if I am Memphis Reigns and I'm a fucking master at my craft. One, I haven't done it in a long time. Am I out of touch? That's an interesting thing that we didn't touch on.
Yeah.
But if he's going out and he's bringing in his team that he trusts, and then his brother tries to bring in his crew that he doesn't know or trust. What if one of them's a rat? What if one of them,
Yeah.
is like a junkie and that like lowers their thing, lowers their like aptitude for like success or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, what if there's a melding of the crew and then the people who get left out then are against them and work with Master P or snitch
Yeah.
on the cops or something like that.
Actually,
rather than
tie it up to your million side characters.
Because then it's like, and give them a little bit of motivation to do something.
Yeah.
Rather than like where they just exist and do good. And I mean,
Also, there's a movie here
there's a movie
there's a movie here for sure, but there's a movie here where Nick Cage just works with the inspector dude and is like, hey man, my brother got in deep.
Exactly.
I can go undercover.
Let me get this guy for you.
Yeah, get this guy for you. Like, because that's what happens in the end. But the guy dies.
But if they and if at
just
the
with
end,
a lot more work.
or if at the end, like, all right, so let me pitch you that movie is where they have that first meeting.
And more was talked about.
And more was talked about, but it's like maybe a little bit more subtle.
Mm-hmm.
And like Nick Cage is like Nick Cage and the lead detective are having like this back and forth, and the new detective is like, oh shit, where they're gonna fight or there's something's happening. They're
gonna fight.
They're gonna fight or they're gonna fuck or what's going
I
on
want
here?
that kind of tension.
But like, and it's like kind of like they're talking in code speak a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and the backup detective thinks that they're like gonna go after him hard.
Yeah.
And like there's like this B story where he thinks that the lead detective is like in on it somehow, or he's like trying to like they keep showing up late to things, or they show
stuff
up
you would pick up.
stuff
on your
you would
second
pick
view.
up on your second viewing, and then it's like and like the second detective is like, damn, he's really getting it on us. He's really good.
Yeah.
And the lead detective is like, he's good at what he does.
Yeah.
Let's hope hope we can get him next time or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it turns out at the end, he turns like, oh, I'm 12 minutes late. And he's like, doesn't matter. I'm going to kill you anyway.
Or there's some crazy Mexican standoff, or just
Yes.
a reveal, a
Something.
simple reveal.
And then it's like, guess what? I was in on it the whole time.
Yeah.
And like second detective is like, oh my gosh. And like Nick Cage and lead detective are like, fuck yeah, dude.
and then they do have sex.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is like with this movie it's so disappointing because I feel like there's so many there's like so
the
many
thing is, there's a good version of this out there, and it's been made 9 times.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
maybe-
I haven't seen it.
There's one that's not good.
There's a couple duds.
Well, first 2 are just classic, like pretty grounded underground racing movies.
Uh-huh.
Sick, cool. And
And
the
then the
third
third
one I
one
think is
is-
Tokyo Drift.
And that one takes place after all of them.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
or something weird. But anyways, that one is grounded-ish. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one, they try to go serious with it.
Okay.
Like there's a total tonal shift, camera, like it tries to be serious, and then by the fifth, and then they fucking just let it go by the fifth
Okay.
one. But that'll be fun to jump into.
When they're done, I'm not gonna watch a single one until then.
I mean,
I'm
all right.
trying to.
It's like Carfu anime.
I've tried to.
Crazy shit. I don't know if you saw the new trailer, but they're like swinging cars like Spider-Man.
yeah.
John Cena catches a helicopter or a car or something.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why he did the China Taiwan thing, because of that movie.
Oh yeah.
And because of Suicide Squad.
Oh, absolutely.
So
was the same reason that
LeBron
did.
Yeah. Look,
which I understand, but it also makes me sad.
Yeah, it makes me sad, but I understand it from the ramifications of jobs that it costs people.
Yeah, because the thing is like that.
But it also
fucks with billions of dollars.
Yeah,
but it's also like fuck, dude. There's people like that are getting oppressed and like.
Yeah, or just the more like the lack of a backbone for money.
Yeah,
or just the influence that and power the Chinese market has over these things in U.S. and U.S. culture. It's just like, I mean, I don't know. I heard the other day, I was like, China's a nonpartisan, or is a bipartisan fear. It's just like, I don't know.
What, money?
Yeah, just the influence China has.
Oh,
and right there, our representation of culture, sports, and entertainment is majorly driven.
Well, that's one of the biggest things that, which is, again, this is a crazy shift for the end of this Gone in 60 Seconds podcast, but there was a big deal with one of the NBA like camps, like summer camps that they did in like the Uyghur area, where it was essentially like a platform for abuse was at this NBA camp that was in like an NBA sanctioned camp that became like racial abuse and like physical abuse for like Uyghur members, and like a weird thing where it was like Jeez. And like the NBA, and this was a while ago. I don't know if you could find this stuff, but it was something that was like and the NBA was like no.
Yeah, I mean the whole Mulan thing too.
Yeah,
all the baggage with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
but yeah, I don't know. Gone in 60 Seconds could have been better.
Yeah,
could have been better. There's better movies in there.
I'm still just like, jeez, the world's a mess.
The world.
But that's why we watch movies.
That's why we watch movies.
Hopefully, why you're here
hopefully,
is to be distracted.
To be distracted. We're sorry for the. You know what? We're not sorry, but we are sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. So, what have you been watching recently?
I finished Resident Evil finally.
Okay.
For those that care, the gamers out there, I'd say a solid 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Totally overblown. People calling it. This is my opinion. Totally overblown. People calling it Game of the Year. I don't think so.
Were the graphics good?
It looked good. It was fine. It looked pretty good. Yeah. I was playing on the Xbox Series X or whatever the new one is.
Yeah.
I think I had talked about watching Escape from New York, but I watched American Psycho for the first time all the way through, and that was a good movie. I liked it.
Yeah.
A lot of memorable lines.
Yep.
Was it like "Don't stare at it, eat it"?
Yeah.
It's a pretty good one.
I have to go return some videotapes.
Yeah, that's his excuse to get out of situations. I love that. Him running naked down the hall with a chainsaw, wearing sneakers.
Yeah.
It's just
every morning I do 1,000. I can do 1,000 now. I do sit-ups. I can do 1,000 now.
It is super ambiguous, and I guess the director had never said anything defined, so it's out there. There's a lot of theories based off of my one view theory.
Yeah.
I think I like the one the most that his dad, who we don't see, or the power of his family's influence, are just covering his tracks. They know he has a sickness.
Yeah.
And they're controlling that and policing it up. And I think he's already crazy, so he's having a hard time like reconciling why the hell is that happening, or something.
That's a good one.
So yeah,
the book is hard to read.
Yeah, I don't have any interest in doing that.
The book is hard to read, not because it's poorly written, but because it's from his perspective, and so it feels a lot more clear
in the book.
Okay. That sort of the intention in the book is that none of this is happening, but it's what he wants to happen, but he doesn't want it. And it's like he spirals out of his own paranoia. Yeah. Which it feels like it's more clear in the book that that's what it is. I do love the the scene with the interrogation with Willem Dafoe,
Yeah.
where the director shot it 3 different ways, where she was like, all right, Willem, this time that he did it. And, and then...
So they use different cuts from each.
So they use different cuts and stitched it together that way.
Dang.
Which is so fucking cool. I fucking
Yeah,
love
that was
it.
super disorienting.
Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff that's in that movie that could be like seen as like, hey, this is like bad filmmaking sort of, but it's also like this is done on purpose.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I like that movie. I think I like that movie. That's another movie that's like in sort of like the Fight Club pantheon or even like Dark Knight, where it's like
I love in the chase where Nick Cage throws 2 mattresses down behind him, and then they cut to the thugs like struggling with the mattress. Like the mattress got them. They can't climb over it. Good. Like I just love that was a detail in the script or that they shot. So
it was just Nick Cage like using what was around him, dude.
Yeah.
He was improvising.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. It just feels like, or I was just saying that American Psycho is one of those movies that you like, as like it feels like a very masculine movie to like latch onto, as far as like
And probably misunderstood.
and misunderstand and
Yeah.
like, because again, there's so much of it. There's so much of it. The same thing with like Clockwork Orange too. Like any of those like sort of like anti-heroes where you're like, you like attach to it and you're like, oh, these beginning things, and then it's like, oh no, I didn't see the flaws in their fucking
Yeah.
ideology, which is the fucking point of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's like with Patrick Bateman being sort of like an icon for like the yuppie bros, but it's like, no, he's like a satire of you guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
Why don't you get a job?
Uh,
I love the credit card thing, how that triggers him so much. Business card.
business card.
It's so good.
It's like, oh gosh.
Or the way he's dancing right before he kills Jared Leto.
Yeah.
Or just his movements in that scene.
Yeah. I think they were modeled off of Tom Cruise, which is, I think, one of the things that he...
I like that.
I don't know.
I like how good the movie looks too.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good movie.
I
love how what am I trying to say?
I don't know. I love it.
The apartment, how Jared Leto's apartment's nicer.
Yeah.
How he can't fucking take that.
Yeah.
And then that one girl's like, yeah, this is better than your other apartment. He's like, no, it's not.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. I mean, Christian Bale's a fucking master. He's great.
Yeah.
I've been watching Perry Mason. It's that show on HBO.
Okay.
It's real fucking good.
I'm in movie mode.
I hear you, dude. Sometimes.
Oh, rewatching Mandalorian. Sorry.
Hell yeah. And then I watched the new Angelina Jolie movie on HBO, Those Who Wish Me Dead. I thought it was pretty good.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty good.
I know people are shitting on it because it was like a movie no one saw.
Yeah.
But I didn't know anything about its actual merit.
I mean, it's kind of a movie. I don't know. It's good. It's good in the sense that it continues to move. Like there's not a whole lot of explanation.
Yeah.
For stuff, but it's like, all right, here's the stakes. Like there's this mysterious piece of information that this guy has and that he gives to his son, and these guys need to get rid of him for it. And that's the whole thing. And they have to do whatever they can to get rid of this kid.
Okay.
And it's just like, there's no explanation of it. And I don't know, man, there's some really fucking cool moments, like this lady this pregnant lady on a horse with a crossbow. It's just like, fuck yeah, dude, this goes hard.
I'll watch it.
And it's short too, and it moves.
Sweet.
Oh, that's my parking.
All right. Well, with that, the alarm went off on another episode of ours, and someone liked.
I know.
They liked that happened.
I know. We're real people.
So this is for you.
That's for you.
Well, I don't know if we ever announced it, but we do have merch. So JT, the letters JT merch.com. And on that store page, hard to miss, the only bright colored yellow T-shirt on the store. Go check it out. Stick around for the next episode because I'll pull up a a discount code only for you guys that make it to the end of the next episode.
Oh yeah.
That have a pretty gnarly discount, so you can get yourself some SPB merch.
Yeah, heck yeah. And
it's a
you know,
cool
hit us up where you can hit us up on Twitter at Stinky Podcast. Send us an email. I'm sure all that stuff's in the description. And you know, tell us what you love, tell us what you hate, tell us that about different alarm sounds that I could use.
Yeah.
Because it's always my phone that's making alarms. Ringtones.
Rip in peace.
Yeah. Vibration patterns.
I know my phone's I know when I get a text. I know when I get an email. It's like it's like a Morse code to my thigh.
To your thigh.
Yeah.
Tell us why you like Nick Cage. And you know, I
just want to say I really like Nick Cage. I don't know if that came across in this episode. I think I've established in other episodes, but I really like Nick Cage.
I think that the poorness, the haphazardness of this movie. We never rated it. 2 out of 5.
I think it's a 3.
You give it a 3?
It's going to be a 3 for me, dog.
Okay.
I don't know why I said that.
Okay.
Randy Jackson.
It's going to be I gave it a 2. I'm sticking with a 2.
Yeah, it should be lower for me, honestly. All right, guys. Well, as they say in LA.
Say in Los Angeles, you got to boost.
Boost you later.
Boost you later, baby. Goodbye, love.